From the comfort of our modern lives, we tend to look back at the turn of the 20th century as a dangerous time for sea travelers. With limited communication facilities and shipping technology still in its infancy in the early 1900s, we consider ocean travel to have been a risky business. But to the people of the time, it was one of the safest forms of transport. At the time of the Titanic's maiden voyage in 1912, there had only been 4 lives lost in the previous 40 years on passenger ships on the North Atlantic crossing. And the Titanic was confidently proclaimed to be unsinkable. She represented the pinnacle of technological advance at the time. Her builders, crew and passengers had no doubt that she was the finest ship ever built. But still, she did sink on April 14, 1912, taking 1,517 of her passengers and crew with her. The RMS Titanic left Southampton for New York on April 10, 1912. On board were some of the richest and most famous people of the time who had paid large sums of money to sail on the first voyage of the most luxurious ship in the world. Imagine her placed on her end. She was larger at 269 meters than many of the tallest buildings of the day. And with 9 decks, she was as high as an 11-story building. The Titanic carried 329 first-class, 285 second-class and 710 third-class passengers with 899 crew members, under the care of the very experienced Captain Edward J. Smith. She also carried enough food to feed a small town, including 40,000 fresh eggs, 36,000 apples, 111,000 pounds of fresh meat and 2,200 pounds of coffee for the 5-day journey. RMS Titanic was believed to be unsinkable because the hull was divided into 16 watertight compartments. Even if 2 of these compartments flooded, the ship could still float. The ship's owners could not imagine that, in the case of an accident, the Titanic would not be able to float until she was rescued. It was largely as a result of this confidence in the ship and in the safety of ocean travel that the disaster could claim such a great loss of life.